Hi, it's Andrea from Club SciKidz, and today I'm bringing you your third Lego challenge of the week. You've learned all about renewable energy and all of the ways that we can use that energy, and not only is it good for the earth, but it also doesn't deplete anything and it doesn't cause pollution. So renewable energy is a really cool thing. We're going to use wind power today. Now the wind is going to be coming from you, but we're going to create a wind-powered car. All you need for today, some Legos, some paper, and scissors, and tape. For the paper, it does work best if it's either construction paper or a little thicker paper. I'm kind of running through art supplies as well, as you probably are. One thing that you can use if you're running out of your construction and heavier paper is I found some old magazines, and those pages are a little bit thicker. So anything like that you can go ahead and use. So what you need to do is, as you build your car, I added some windows and some headlights, had a great time building my car. As you build your car, you have to think about a sailboat. What you want to do is, with your sail, you want to be able to catch the air from either your breath, or you can even use a fan if you have one. But it needs to be wide enough that you can catch the air. Now, on my car, you can see that I built a large pillar in which to connect the sail. Because think about it, if I only connected the sail to the front or even down here to the back, like so, it's not probably going to catch as much air as it will when it's sticking up. So what you want to make sure is that as you're designing it, that you're designing something for your sail to tape to. And another thing to think about is, as you're blowing on your sail, if down here you can see that the bottom of my sail gets stuck on the Legos, and that's great. But if it didn't, when you blew, the sail would just blow forward and then it wouldn't trap as much air. So another thing to think about as you're doing this is also how much tape you need to secure it. Is it enough just to have a piece of tape up here, or do you also need to tape it at the bottom? And again, the way you design your car, the Legos can also kind of serve as a catch as well for your sail. So once you think about how your sail is going to be designed, you need to think about this shape. Do you want to make it a triangle? Do you want to make it more of a rectangle? And then also the size. What do you think the difference between a tiny sail like this and then a sail like this is? So this experiment lets you try a whole lot of different things. Just like think back to our earlier experiments where we did a lot with the scientific method. It always started out with a question, and then we had variables. So if you wanted, you could turn this into that kind of experiment as well. How does the shape of the sail affect how far the car rolls? Or you could say, how does the size of the shape affect how far the car rolls? So there's a couple of different ways you could do it. So I'm going to try it with two different sails. I'm going to use this triangular sail and then this rectangular sail. And I'm going to do each one, I'm going to do one big breath, and we're going to see which one rolls farther. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark it. I'm going to do this first, and then wherever this one stops, I'm going to take that sail off, put it on the table, and then we'll try it again from this one. So let's check mine out, and then you can get busy building yours. All right, so I have my car, and here is my starting line. Now, I can tell you that if you start the car right on it, the tape may come up and make your car sick. We don't want that. So I'm going to use it as a marker next to it. And remember, in both of your tests, you want to make sure that you use the same size breath. Because if you do a big, huge breath on this one and then a little breath on the other one, you really can't compare how far they've gone because there was different power or different amount of energy behind each one. So as much as possible, you want to make them equal. So let's go ahead and get started with our first trial. On your marks, get set, go. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take off this sail and I'm going to put it directly where the front line is. So right here, you see this is how far it went. So let's go and try the next one. So go ahead and put on your second sail, remembering to make sure that you've taped both the top and the bottom so that it catches the most amount of air. All right, I'm ready for the second trial. This one is using the rectangular sail. So again, remember you want to try to use the same size of breath, and we want to see if it can get further than the front straight edge of that triangle. On your mark, get set, go. So let's come and investigate. So if I'm looking at my results, you can see that the triangular sail made it go a lot farther. Now what you could do is, any good scientist knows that when you do a trial, in order for the results to be valid, you should really do it 3 different times. So it could be that after the first time, I got tired and didn't have as much breath left. But one way to try that again is I would take a little sticky note and just put which spot has which sail, and then go ahead and try it again. But this time I would do this one first and then that one second, just to see how your results come out. Another thing that you can do is, my car is actually kind of heavy. I used a lot of blocks. You could also do an experiment making a lighter car where you didn't have as many blocks. So there's all sorts of different variables that you can do with this experiment. I'd love to see pictures and hear about your results. Have a great time building, and I will see you tomorrow.